Oh, shoot. You had to witness that. Hey, YouTube. Good morning, Facebook. Hi. Just on here taking a mental break, y'all. Taking a mental break. Things can become very tedious in life, especially if you're a hard worker or seeker, just want to, know what is out there and what the truth is sometimes. It's ceasing without ending, okay? Y'all think y'all got to pray without ceasing. This work, man, let me tell you. I mean, working for regular people, I think working for God is more harder and takes more out of you mentally. So we're just taking a mental break. Shout out to you. You're welcome in the chat. Wind down, get your coffee, whatever. Reading this Bible can be tedious. Some of the accounts you go through, different people. It's just a hard time in life for some people. And I keep always goes back to the Bible. It's one of the most tedious things ever, right? So today I'm going to go out to work. When I come back, I'll do the morning read. Yeah. And then y'all, right? I was doing, the shootings in Philadelphia, Evanston, the Christian dad who took his 4 children's life at one time. Now that's a demon up in him that's more than just a regular fallen angel. These people are morphing into something that just, I don't know. Did God unleash that evil that was supposed to be locked up for 1,000 years or something here? Because I just don't understand what it is that's going on. But anyway, we have been talking about the librarian who got shot down. We have been talking about so many people. Marcia Chance and her 18-year-old son who took her life on Thanksgiving. That's dark, y'all. I don't be seeking death like that. And a lot of that get on you. And sometimes it's hard to get off you. So I had to take a mental break from that. So I do have maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Probably around, I'm going to say around 10, maybe 11. Some of that other stuff on there is StreamYards and a Google window open for research. And so it's about maybe 10 or 11 slides or articles that we're going to breeze through later on. We're going to breeze through them because I had been searching my own city, being that there's a lot of young men. Shout out to Nick at Night for pulling up those other stories I didn't know about. But you can go over to her channel. She did a video today. What is causing men, black men especially, to kill their mothers? Now, I told you, me and my mom ain't always see eye to eye. And I ain't never thought about killing her and offing her to make my life better or to get rid of her because she don't love me like the rest of the family. Like, oh, God. That's why I read this Bible. It's a lot of stuff in there, y'all, to help you be a better version of God in the earth. See, I know some people want to tell you, be a better version of you. You is wicked. We are evil from the beginning, God says. I didn't want to be a better version of me. I know where I came from in them streets. What I look like dressing up that wickedness and that nonsense. Other than the reggae and them damn Guinness styles, baby. You can give me anything you want from my past. I'll take the reggae. I'll take the Guinness style. But the rest of that stuff, you don't want to be a better version of you. I wanted to be a better version of God in the earth. And I think that's why we all need to take a mental break and regroup a little bit and see who we're really out here representing. I didn't want to represent me anymore. My representation of me as far as the streets go, we was the streets. I led the way. I didn't follow too many people anywhere in these streets. Hell, I was the only one who pretty much drove and picked everybody up and took them where we had to go and got them back home safe. I was the streets. Be a better version of you. I mean, of God in the earth. If we're created in God's image, y'all, here's the kicker. If we're created in God's image, who are we to be out here acting like the devil? The devils that we know we've been acting like throughout the years. And so I had to take a mental break. Just wanted to get up and share some things with you. So in doing so, y'all, I was like, let me go ahead when I come in this afternoon and pick back up where I left off with the senseless murders in New York. Well, I Googled my city, and lo and behold, back somewhere in 2020, there was a young man that took his mother's life. So I am going to share that with y'all as well. And it's weird because I had been out looking for an apartment, and across this landlord not too far from where I was living, and I met him over there. Look, it had a driveway, first floor, porch, backyard. It had a front yard. It had all the amenities. Right? It was perfect, and the block was perfect. So, over a couple weeks, because he said people had to move out or whatever, and then he had to go in and paint and clean up and all this stuff like that, right? So in the process of doing all that, I remember talking to the man, and he said, I should be very honest with you. I said, well, I would hope people do in this day world, but we know Satan is the father of lies, and lies do exist. And not only do they exist, they lie in this world waiting to be exposed or waiting to be carried out. They exist, okay? A lot of lies, especially in the Bible, guys, right? So he said, I gotta be honest with you. I'm like, what are you talking about? Basically, he was like, a young man murdered his mother in the apartment. I said, well, hell, it's about damn time he told me. Like, that's something you disclose to somebody immediately. Like, I told you, I deal with the spirit world, but hell, I ain't trying to live in no damn apartment with somebody being murdered. But the thing of it is, you really don't know. The lady that was there when it happened, and he tried to explain the gruesome bloody mess to me. He said blood was everywhere. He said the man even ran upstairs trying to get the woman upstairs, but something happened where it was blood all the way up to the neighbor's door upstairs. I don't really remember how it got there. I think maybe the mom was trying to get up there and get help, or anyway. That's something you disclose. So I was like, I'm not too keen on it, and it was what I wanted, y'all. To sacrifice and move into this apartment where a young man murdered his mother. And I'm on YouTube doing all these murders and stuff. And it dawned on me yesterday that, wait a minute, I have a story to tell myself. So yeah, here I am telling this story. So later on, I'm going to share that story with you. And like I said, any other brief update, the Christian dad who murdered his 4 children, again, is another clear case of people out here calling themselves Christians because it's the nice thing to do. It makes you look like a light, shining bright, and it makes you, for some reason, people think Christians could do no damn wrong. But as we are revealing some of these demonic, senseless shootings, a lot of these people have went to church, parents go to church, people praying over them and all this stuff, and still, somehow, they're making a decision to kill their mothers, other people, their children's. So, hey, shout out to Facebook. Just taking a mental break, we all need it. In God, out of God, in church, out of church. Take a mental break, trust me. Things can get hard and tedious, especially in the Bible. especially in life. Like I sit on YouTube and I report stories. A young man murdered his mom on Thanksgiving. He in the courtroom throwing up the Baphomet sign and throwing up all these other deviling. Like, is it really mental health these people are copping out to, or is it demonic possession? That's something the world don't want to talk about, especially Christians. So I say it get hard sometimes because you're trying to get to the answer. You're trying to help. People don't want to talk about it. Is it demonic possession when somebody take the life of their mother, throwing up devil signs in the courtroom like, ha, 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 and then trying to cop out to mental health? I think the world has mental health and a little bit of this demonic possession. They trying to separate the two because people don't want to deal with demons. They want to deal with big pharma because you get more money dealing with big pharma than you do these demons. The church ain't cutting a check if you cast out a demon, but big pharma is writing medicine. If you just want to sedate them, piss them off a little bit. These demons don't want to be subdued. And then when they get on a medicine that's a subduer itself, like I told you, some medications is, look, I got a drug book right around here somewhere. We could look these drugs up. It's more demonic than the actual thing you're dealing with. You know, we're afflicted. We got to learn to suck it up in life and deal with some of these afflictions. But mental health versus demonic possession, what do you feel? Are people getting away with murder, justifying it as mental health, when it could be a demon that's wanting to kill, steal, and destroy? You see how close these two things are? So it's like, take a mental break, y'all. Do what y'all got to do. I'll give you another about 15 minutes or so. But I'm just sitting here having coffee. Now, this is the time y'all need to come over in my chat and try to talk to me when I don't have the Bible in front of me, when I don't want to be distracted, when I just come online and want to read and teach. This is the time. And then when you come in the chat, stick to what is being talked about, y'all. Y'all are very nice, and I appreciate y'all here, but I'm trying to stick to what's right. All that other stuff going on outside of the live and the morning reads, if we get into the word of God, we could clear a lot of that stuff up. So don't be distracted that way. Anybody shouting me out, I'll shout you out. I sub it to you. I do all that. Right? Anybody that want to come over here and comment, I might share your stuff, but I mean, my days of chasing anything in this earth other than seeking the kingdom of heaven and all its righteousness is over with. I made myself available for this world to have a part of me. Now I feel like since the world rejected me, right, I ain't gonna go do like Paul possibly did with this Bible and make another Jesus and a whole nother religion. But what I will do is continue to study myself and show myself approved, that I'm not ashamed. I'm not a workman. I'm not nobody needing no nothing from this world, because this world is not of God. This world has came up against God. And this world is cruel, mean, hateful. Why you want to be around people and stuff like that? That don't mean I'm in a shell and I'm in a bubble. Hell, every time I go out my house, it's a man with two little kids sitting there talking about good morning. It's just 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm looking for my car trying to get, because I live in a neighborhood where I could walk outside and get shot today. I'm not speaking things into existence. That's the reality of it. So why not stay close to a word or a teaching that tells you 1,000 will fall at my right side, 10,000 at my left, but what coming nigh me? And I've been able to develop that confidence and that kind of courage with my life. So it doesn't matter where I live, because my apartment is banging. I got a little penthouse underground right now, little 2-bedroom. I'm telling you, I used to be in 6 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 3 floors. It's just me. Come on, y'all. I'm going to get my mansion in many rooms. But right now in my life, I don't need all that. I really don't. And I'm glad I made the decision to downsize. And I got a 2-bedroom, and I was able to furnish my daughter 3-bedroom apartment and give her boyfriend a little bit for his apartment. And we comfortable. It's not crowded. I had a lot of worldly possessions. I had a lot of worldly possessions, and I thank God I don't have it anymore. I'm seeking other things right now, because sometimes you could be attached to things. I know a lot of us, and when I said I had to have a swimming pool and a lawnmower, and I had to have, my mini mansions in my rooms, wherever I lived, I had to be comfortable. You're seeing me right now on a pool table. It wasn't always the biggest one. I had to reduce and downsize. If I wanted to keep a pool table, I had to get rid of my other one and resort to the children's Fisher Price pool table, because I love pool. Pandemic ain't going to stop me from busting an 8-ball up in here, right? I got my bar. I got my salon station. I got my little place where I keep my wigs and stuff. I mean, I got my washing machine. I really couldn't fit my dryer, but I thought about it. Where I was living for 2 years prior to here, I never had my dryer hooked up. So I was like, when I moved here, and that was stupid because the landlord fought me like hell at the other apartment. But don't tell me it's washer dryer hookup and I move out 2 years later and I still ain't getting no dryer hookup. But I've been air drying my clothes around my house for 2 years. Can I keep it real? So as far as my light bill go, man, oh man, being here since September, let me see. For the 3 months, I think from September when I turned the lights on here until I talked to them yesterday. I'm trying to see each month, probably like $150 in utility bills since I've been here since September. I'm loving that shit. Like, it always be 200, 300, because the houses I get be airy, open, be older houses or whatever. Not good insulation and stuff. And then next thing you know, you cranking the heat up trying to warm up the house. And here I gotta crank the heat down, even though I'm sub below under the I'm the people under the stairs, bitch. I live under the stairs. It in the summertime, it was feeling good. It was like cool in here. And then when winter came, I turned because I have these baseboards. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 baseboards, one in the basement, but I only have to use like 2 of them to heat this apartment, which is pretty cool. And again, it's all electric. So when I first moved here, my sinus has been damaged for years, but it been messing with my sinuses and making me stuffy, because couple days I had to crank the heat up a little bit more, and it's just dry heat. So I put a pot of water on the stove, old school, and I do have a humidifier, but that's electricity. So if I want to save on electricity, just put the water on the stove. I'll boil it a little bit, let that steam come, and then just let it sit there for days till it start to evaporate, and then do the process over again. Put a little salt in there, because salt iodizes your atmosphere, and salt is something with negative energy. It just pulls it even out of the body. So I don't know. Yeah, so take a mental break. So when I go out, I'm gonna end this in about 5-10 minutes so I can finish my coffee and kind of get my stuff ready for work. But when I come in, I'm gonna take a little break in between, and around 9 o'clock, we'll get the morning read out the way. Now, listen, with the morning read, I feel using the Bible, I've shown Old Testament, New Testament. What I want to do is move more toward Christians and just going toward the rest of the Bible. Because as it is today, we are the people that transition from the Old Testament to the New Testament under the new dispensation. So I've been very clear, we got to get back to the old. But while we're in the new, while we're still here in America, while it's still yet time to seek God, he says in his Bible, he said, you better seek me while I can yet be found. Christians, we got to find God, okay? We're going to use this Bible. What Paul says, we're going to look at it and see if we're doing it right. And I say y'all know I don't practice Christianity, but I'm not exclusive. I'm in this with y'all, okay? This is our fight. This is our ancestors, okay? We are the descendants, but we're living as Christians right now. Is that clear? So we're going to go forward in this morning read, starting with the book of Galatians. What are we supposed to be doing in this Bible, according to Paul, that we're not doing? And possibly, just possibly, if we start doing that, because I know before I started this Old Testament journey and everything, I was trying to do everything the New Testament said do to make myself a better version, not of me in the earth, the version of me. You don't want that version of me. It wasn't bad, but you don't want that version of me. Y'all don't. I wanted to be a better version of God in the earth. You can't tell me I'm created in somebody's image and then I don't rise to the occasion to do that person good. My mother and I always had issues throughout life. Even to this day, I spoke to her on Thanksgiving. We get along. We're good with one another. Don't get it twisted, right? But I never dishonored my mother. There was some issues growing up, but as an adult, I'm gonna honor my mother and father, whether they like me or not. I'm do what God say do. Forget what everybody else is doing around you, y'all. There's enough in that Bible for you to be a better person. Anybody that know me from my youth know damn well I am not that same baby Huey, Dru, ripping and running up the streets, down the streets of Hudson, New York. I am not that chick. Y'all can't put that on me. Y'all can't say I'm that person. I will always forever be that person, but I'm not living up to that anymore. The going out. And it wasn't a bad life. I was in the streets selling drugs. I went to prison. I love reggae parties to this day. Jamaicans. What the hell is wrong with that? How does that make you a bad person? And I ripped and run the streets. I was a rebel with a cause. I didn't want to be home. Want me home, and I found enjoyment in the street more than I did anywhere else. So I was a girl of the street, not a hoe, not a hooker running like that, but I was in them streets doing what I had to do to make it work for me. Just like a lot of y'all, but y'all come on YouTube like you're not that person. I can't be phony like that. I'm proud of where I came from. I'm proud of what this Bible and the God and the Spirit in me has done. I'm proud of that. So take a mental break, y'all, because life can get hard. Anything you do beyond life can get harder. Life, then you have work, you have kids. Me, I have this Bible. I'm not trying to take on the whole world and all these entities on my own. Hell no. Jesus ain't even do that. White or black, Christian or Old Testament. He said I'm about my Father's business. And as long as you keep it about God, he will make a way for you. Regardless of what you're still practicing in church. Let God begin to make the way for you. And the minute I stop wanting to make the way for myself and other people in the street, because when I was in the street, I met a good baby daddy. and other people have too. Gone on, got married, got kids. They mad at me for what? I dodged the bullet. They got the asshole, not me. Now let me stop. I hooked a lot of people up in the street. And like I said, I turned a lot of people to Christianity. A lot of people. When I had, shout out to Miss Carol. I had Miss Carol see me one day and she was like, what is that peace in you? And I stood in Price Chopper and told her, it's the grace of God, Miss Carol. A woman who grew up with me, well, she wasn't in my hometown, but she was across the bridge in Catskill, New York. And this woman looked at me one day and said, what is it? I've lost a little bit of that through life and ads. This was about maybe 7, 8, 10 years ago. She said that to me, but I've carried the same peace. Hassan said to me, why are you so light on your feet? I'm a big girl. I'm under 200 pounds, but I got some hips and I don't got hips now. I ain't got no ass either. God said, we don't want you being one of the big booty Judies up here putting your butt. He said, I'll give you beauty for your ashes, not your butt, Dru. He said, don't even worry about it. He said, them big booty Judies out here, I ain't give them beauty for their butt. I gave them beauty for their asses, but they think their butt is their beauty. And I said, if it's $1 billion industry, why your ass broke? They don't like me though. If beauty is $1 billion industry, why you broke? Man, y'all better come on and get with the word. I'm trying to tell you. And this isn't forced like Christianity allegedly was forced on the people of the Old Testament. This is by choice. No, this is by choice. So I got up and chose today to have a mental break. Just have some coffee with y'all. This is the time y'all need to come in my chat and talk to me. Because for some reason, when I'm in the morning reading, everybody want to come in the chat and have conversation. Like, that is not disrespectful, but it's distractive. Here we're having conversation. You need a mental break too, but you don't want to be in these videos that talk about mental illness and stuff, right? But like I said about these murders, are they going to cap on the fact that they got mental health, or are they going to admit to the fact like that young 18-year-old boy who took his mother's life on Thanksgiving Day? I possibly may have a demonic possession because after I took my mother's life, I'm in the courtroom throwing up hell signs and Hail Marys and audibles and calling plays to Lucifer with his hand gesture, y'all. Clear as day. Go watch that video. Old Lucy written all over this one, y'all. And then people saying he had mental health. He walking down the street yelling and talking to himself. That's what them demons have you do. So when are we going to stop? I said it earlier. State is not going to pay the church, or the church ain't going to pay nobody to cast out demons. But Big Pharma will bring in the payday if they all get medication, if they all get treatment. That's still not casting them out. I had to ask y'all earlier, isn't there something in the Bible that God says it's some kind of evil locked up for 1,000 years? You reckon that evil was released in these last days? Because these demons that were fallen angels, I'm sure wasn't as demonic as they are today. Over time, hanging with Lucifer, being in darkness, hooking up with Satan. Paul says he talked to angels, but he didn't say they were the fallen ones. These people done lost their damn mind. If they ever had one, because remember, Satan's head is crushed. So what mind are they really operating out of, y'all? That old reprobate mind. That mind that says, I'm going to kill you, whether you're my mother or not. So it made me look my city. And this year I found the article from last year. And the only reason I found it is because I went to look at the apartment where a young man named Christopher took his mother's life, stabbed her up. Hold on. Let me see if this is the one right here. Like I said, it get hard. It get really, really, really hard. This ain't no good for nobody. I mean, certain things, when you researching all this death, you got to remember energy is dead. I ran off a whole bunch of people from the Christian dad, allegedly. Go check out Paris Milan. When I was in her live that day, she had all these posts talking like a good man, talking like a good father, talking like that disguised angel of light, like the devil. It's easy to make people think you're a good-hearted person nowadays because most people you around heart ain't in a good place. So they see you, other than me. I'm the only one that struggle with this though. Everybody else can go anywhere and say, God bless you, let her, and the whole world flocking to them. They monetize like crazy. They got a following. You sit here and tell people the truth. They don't want the truth. They want a feel-good religion. And that's what Christianity is. So here I have an article, and I'm really going to 5 minutes, y'all. That's it. Albany son charged. Albany, Albany, son charged with stabbing mother to death. Victim is 53-year-old Denise Castanon, son charged with second-degree murder. And I remember the landlord showed me this house. It's a White House. It got a front porch, it got a back porch, front and backyard, got little hedges going around so you can't really see up on the porch from the street. Very nice area. 2 weeks into trying to get this apartment, he says, I gotta tell you something. I said, yeah, what? He said, a young man murdered his mother in the apartment. I said, when was you gonna tell me? He was gonna take my security, excuse me, sign the lease and let me move in. I have choices. This is stuff you want to disclose to people. Just because I deal with spirits and talk about the spirit world don't mean I want to live in somebody else's house where their spirit is. Here's the kicker. You know how many times you probably moved in somewhere and stayed somewhere where somebody died and you don't know? That's the reality of it, people. So this young man, Christopher, this article was written by Lauren Stanford, November 15th, 2020. And see, this is what I'm going to start doing. I have made a website through Canva and one through Wix. One of them, I am going to start writing my own articles about stories I hear. So y'all could go to my post or my blog and read it over there, as well as me do videos and talk about it here. Everything I talk about, any pictures or whatever I can use, respectfully, I'm going to put the story together. Like when we look up these articles and pull things up, we all can do this. We don't got to keep reading nobody else's report. If I would have known about this, you could be saying November 15th, 2020, written by Dru L Murray, written by whoever's in the chat. I think all of this is done through your website, and then you publish it and they go to Google. And then when they're searching these kind of articles, you just like any other SEO, search engine optimization, you make sure your titles and stuff is good. And these are the words people are going to search for, and your article should come up. So basically, damn, y'all gonna make me put these glasses on. A 27-year-old city man has been charged with stabbing his mother to death on Manning Boulevard North late Saturday night. It happened. It happens everywhere. It's just not your city. It's my city as well. I told you there was 2 people, one by KFC and one on Central Ave. They got gunned down. And that's what led me into the other stories with Philly and with Evanston and with Lancaster and then with the little young boy. So I don't spend time just looking and searching death. I am not a mortician. Shout out to Lori who went to school to be one though. I don't play with the dead. My God is the God of light. But then God says it's not fair that all these people are being murdered and nobody is giving coverage to it. Nobody is mentioning it. So I'm always up for being used to do stuff other people don't want to do or feel they too good to do or just don't have a damn care in the world about. So police said they responded to the home on Manning North at Terminal Street about 11:45 p.m. for reports of a fight. So him and his mother was fighting. And I remember asking this landlord, like, is the man in jail? You reckon he gonna get out? The apartment was so nice, y'all. The amenity was the driveway for me, the front and backyard for my grandchildren. It was a 3-bedroom for like $950. That's unheard of. You know, so I was like, I was willing to put all this. I didn't even know this. I just looked this up yesterday. I didn't have no interest of looking it up earlier this year when I was looking at the apartment. I was like, hey, how long are you going to be in prison? You sure he ain't going to get out and return to the scene of the crime? But the lady who was there when this happened, she still live upstairs to this day. So this stuff don't affect people, or maybe it do, because he did say she ain't been right since it happened. But people can dwell in this. This is of the flesh. And if you're going to serve God, no matter what God it is, especially in Christianity, in this Bible, you got to move from the place of being fulfilled by the things the flesh do. It's only one person that wants you to live in the flesh, and that's Satan. And it's funny how he's mentioned in the New Testament a lot as the ruler in the terror to get it. Satan is the only one that wants you to live in your lower vibrational state of yourself so you could commit these murders on behalf of him. Remember, he's trying to gain all the bodies he can because of the one body he couldn't get, and that was the Messiah. God told Satan in heaven, no, you cannot go down in the earth and represent me. And when I got wind of that years ago, I said, hell, I'm going to do the best I can to represent God. If Satan was in heaven with God and had an opportunity to represent God up there and lost his damn mind when he came down here, I don't want to be like Satan. This was early on in Christianity. Years ago, I started developing this. I don't want to be like Satan. How do you not be like somebody? You got to learn who that person is, what that person did to God, to people, and just say, that's not going to be me. Take a mental break, y'all. So Albany police reported the incident happened in the 100 block of North Manor, but the Times Union found the correct address is on a different street. See, this is petty to me. I would have never wrote that shit in this story. It is very useless. The address, I want to know why he did it, what caused him to do it, what spirit led him to do it. I'm not this, but people have a right to make their own blogs and do what they want to do. But this is the information. Y'all be like, shout out to my one subscriber. She said, you said grandmother and 4 children. You said mother. I did an article on the grandmother and the 4 children who lost their life by their Christian dad. She said, it's not mother, it's grand. And we got along and we actually worked it out in the comments. And I told her I can admit a mistake. I'm sorry. I'm human. If I said grandmother, I think further on in the video, I said mother, and I think further on I said grandmother, but I said, I'll correct it. And in my next video, I did an update correction and, told them it was grandmother and 4 children. I think she said it was 3 boys and 1 girl, like that or something. Those details are important, but the fact of the matter is 4 children is gone and a woman. So when we go to get these articles to bring it to you, I try to do my best to bring you what I have. I don't like going to their Facebook, and I tried for the Christian dad who took his 4 children, but I couldn't. His name is spelled G-E-R, Jamarcus, and I couldn't find it. But then later on that night, I seen Paris Milan. She had like 100 posts. I said, where'd she get this from? I was looking because one of my subscribers came in the chat. And I don't know if they're subscribed, but they comment and said, I'm waiting on this photo too, because they didn't release the Christian dad's photo who took his 4 children. I want to see this demon. And when I got his picture, I said, ladies on Facebook, I was like, he look good, huh? Don't he look good? I said, if looks could kill, well, wait till you find out this good looking man took all 4 of his damn children. Like, knock it off. So yeah, I make mistakes, but when you come to articles like this, you don't want to give a damn where the address is. We are the wrongest. We want to know what the young man did. So it's hard being a researcher. That's why I say I'm not your regular content creator, YouTuber. I will speak from a perspective of spirituality. They could report all this death. They could cover it all day long, Hollywood, the celebrities. But if you're not giving a spiritual, and it ain't always biblical, kind of a response to what you're doing, where's the solution of hope and faith and all this to get people to do better? We're just reporting wickedness. So I try to add God in everything. For the most part, I do. Now, okay. So basically, when the police arrived that Saturday night, they found Denise Castanon, 53, inside with multiple stab wounds to her torso. Castanon was taken to the Albany Medical Hospital, but was later pronounced dead. So the question Nick at Night had the other night that I've had, what is making these people kill, period, but their mothers especially? Is that a different kind of demon in somebody? Or is that mental health? One of the great debates in life. Is all these people out here claiming mental health really mental health, or do some have demonic possession and out here just caping for Satan, killing, stealing, and destroying, taking life? Sub to y'all. So the young man's name is... So it says, Albany said, with the assistance of the University of Albany Police K-9 Unit, officers located the victim's son, Christopher Castanon, in the immediate area. So he was still around. And most murderers and most people who violate you in some sort of way, and whether they get away with it or not, to the scene for some reason. So basically, Christopher Castanon, he was charged with second-degree murder and is awaiting arraignment. He's in jail now. I remember asking the landlord at this same apartment I went to look at. So he's in jail. So the neighborhood where the murder took place was quiet Sunday morning. No neighbors answered the door when the Times Union stopped by. A bike was lying in the front yard of Castanon's home, along with a few disposable gloves, in front of a tattered bright orange porch. And the porch is like a rust orange. I ain't lying. I ain't lying. Tattered. It didn't look too beat up to me. So it's some more that says, over the past year, this happened last year, 2020. So it has been a year of intense violence in Albany, as more than 115 people have been shot. And I told you this year in one of the videos, up to now, it was like 17 or something, but it has gone up since then. I did that video maybe a month ago or so, like maybe 3 weeks ago. Mirroring a national trend of increased violence in cities as the coronavirus. And okay, now that they mentioned it, do you think that have something? It ain't love in the air, baby. It's something else in the air, right? And I was telling y'all, like, there's something flying out of Africa right now. But who flew into Africa prior to this going on? You have to watch the Chinaman. Chinamen have been in Africa for some time now, right? And all of a sudden, it's a new strain. It's a new variant. It's a new name. It's new, all right. There's nothing new under the sun. They've been getting away with this and getting away with this and getting away with this. And unfortunately, we seem to think there's nobody to make them stop. And all I'm going to say here, and I got to go, y'all, with God, all things are possible. That's all I'm going to say. With God, all things are possible. We don't want this Jesus and Christianity to hold people accountable. Look how many people died from COVID. If it was man-made over in Wuhan, China, don't somebody should pay for that? But because China is who China is, it could go over to Africa. Now something flying out. It was over in the Caribbean. Y'all better watch it over there. These people are like the Antichrist that they are. They put stuff in your community. They wreck your lives up like hell. And then they come through the back door like old smooth old Denzel Washington when he played. Remember when he played in The Great Debaters, y'all? Y'all thought I was going to say Training Day. So remember I just love Denzel's characters. Even Malcolm X, we got that. I said if he played the Messiah, not the white Jesus, that'd be impossible to do, right? Like we trying to tell y'all in the world, it was impossible to do. Go from this to this, and all of a sudden we praise. Anyway, listen, he would make a good Messiah. He would tear that Bible up. He will bring that Bible to life for y'all. Tyler Perry, make a movie of a black Messiah and bring Denzel. Denzel mama begged him to feed the sheep, and this will be one of the ways to do it. Telling the truth, though. Showing the truth. Being the truth. So with God, all things are possible, y'all. Even controlling the desire to kill somebody, talk about somebody, fight with somebody, argue. This is all within self. And what Christianity did for the most part, took your power, your control that God gave you, your wealth in you, and put it in the hopes and the faith of Jesus. Take that hope and faith back and put it in you and begin to work the shit out this thing, y'all. That's how simple it is, just taking back your control. Don't sit around and hope and wait for nobody to come back and save you. You have to begin to save yourself. And some of the ways I did was just to find out about God. Can this God save me and give me life everlasting? With trials and struggles along the way, sure. But then there's another deception in the world. Oh, just believe on this one person and everything's going to be all right. Is it all right for you? Let me know down in the comments, y'all. I got to get ready to go. Shout out to anybody that came through. Subscribe to my channel, y'all. Let's take a mental break from whatever it is you're doing. Reevaluate while you're doing it. Who's leading you to doing it? And at the end of the day, who's funding you? Because most people move when they're funded. A lot of people are monetized because of being funded, money. But is it of God? Is it really a blessing? And that's the thing that scares me with people. Satan can show up and appear to be God, disguise himself as the angel of light. We heard Paul say that yesterday in the morning read. And that his ministers, that means Satan's, ministered and transformed into these righteous people like Christianity. Although we know the real righteousness stems from the 12 tribes and God or whatever, but we're dealing with Christianity right now. So if this is in the Bible and you see Satan transforming as an angel of light, you're not going to question what light come into you. You're not going to question what light up your feet. Remember, the word of God is a lamp unto your feet and a light unto your pathways. If there's a disguised light out here, could that be the one under your feet? Being a lamp and being a light to your pathways? And with that being said, y'all, I'm going to go here. God bless you. Thank you. I'll see you in a couple hours, an hour or so with the morning read. Maybe more like 2 hours. And then it all depends because I have physical therapy today at 1 o'clock. So if I get in and start the morning read at, say, 9, no more than 3 hours, if that. I'm trying to get them down, y'all, but I can't expect the spirit. There's some things that need to be said when I read those verses. So, yeah, I should be done by 12:30, and my physical therapy is right around the corner. So, shout out to Miss Shirley. I appreciate the donation yesterday. God bless you, girl. And Miss Shirley said to me, for the record, y'all, I don't always agree with everything you say, Dru, but I'm not here to judge you. And I told Miss Shirley, I said, I said, I am not picking on either side. I'm a Hebrew Israelite and I lived as a Christian, but I also like the way the Buddhists, some of their concepts. I also like Hinduism. I agree with some of that. I also like the way people say Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. I love that. And I said, I also was encouraged by the Muslims to pray more because they pray 5 times a day. You see, all of it's God, y'all, and we bring the world doing it this way and that way. And I've learned to just look at it out in the world and say, religion is religion. A relationship with God is a relationship with God. No man's is better. It's what you make it, right? And I started saying, ain't nothing wrong with Buddha. Ain't nothing wrong with Hindu. Do I worship them and bow down to them? No. Respect them? Yeah, you have a right to believe in anybody, anything you want to believe in. I said, when I sit down in this chair, it's stupid of me not to believe that it's going to hold me when I sit down. I'm going to brain if I'm sitting in this chair doubting that it's going to hold me. Why the hell I want to sit in the chair? If I'm in Christianity doubting if this thing is working for me, why am I going to keep kicking against the pricks, Paul? If I'm in Hebrew Israelite and God seemed like he a murderer and a killer and all this other stuff y'all say he is in the Old Testament, if it don't line up with you, why would you keep forcing it? That's all I'm saying. Take a mental break, y'all, and just reevaluate where you are spiritually, please. It's important. Somebody put up the morning read and read from the Bible. You will immediately judge them Christian. When I told you Greek, Egypt, the Queen of Heaven, God, Jesus, and some old people, Nimrod. We got a whole bunch of different cultures and people in this Bible. Kareem, good morning, Black Queen. Today is World AIDS Day, and God bless all those. I know you have your friend. You always do your teachings, Kareem. Y'all go over there and shout, support Kareem Clemens. Omega Studios, and he'll have all his other channels linked over there. But he is very good bringing awareness to things such as this. So yeah, support him. He's been a big supporter of mine, and please. So yeah, Kareem, today is just taking a mental health day. And like I was saying, even in life, things get hard, y'all. Today is National AIDS Day. How many people are going to do videos about it, or remember somebody, or tell a story, or just encourage people to go get tested? Will you? People, not only where we are with the AIDS status, with our spiritual status as well. Thank you, love. Anytime, Kareem, anytime. So y'all, the other two people, thumbs up this video. Stop being hard. You know, Pharaoh's heart was hardened in Egypt. God did it though. So when I see hardness here, I say, God, is it of you or is it of the devil? His heart was hardened not to let the people go. Moses went. I'm not letting it go. Moses didn't know God hardened his heart though. Let's keep it real. But he wouldn't let the people go until God said, all right, let them go. And see, God may not be saying that with y'all right now. The devil might got y'all hard and like, who is this lady? What is this? It's not fake, y'all. I don't do nothing nobody else do with their Bible. Just come out with a different solution, a different understanding of it. So with all things, God is possible, y'all. Apart from God, we're nothing. So take a mental break, reevaluate where you are spiritually, because if you don't understand it now, the world is the way it is because of a spirit. And I'm trying to tell you what spirit that is. Paul might have conjured up. Look, they say Paul is the resurrection of the dead. Did he resurrect Satan? Did he resurrect Lucifer? See, the questions I have, y'all don't want to answer. You're like, who she thinks she is? No. Answer these questions. Is it possible? If I tell you I'm giving you a religion, and I got to go, y'all, and it's of the resurrection of the dead, you don't think I'll try to go resurrect Lucifer up? Conjure up Satan. Y'all remember Saul in the Old Testament? He went to the prophetess of Endor, right? Because she could dig people and bring spirits back. It's right there in y'all Bible. So I'm not being funny when I say, did Paul come to the New Testament and resurrect a dead relative because he is the son of perdition? I gotta go, y'all. Like Satan, and he's over the church. You got more demonic activity going on in the church than you do in the world right now. So who's seated on the throne? Oh, y'all see, I gotta go. Bye. I gotta go. I got 10 minutes to get to work. I love y'all. Y'all support me.